so good to see everybody. This is a very special night because it is the last week of FearBusters.
What are we gonna do?
I don't know. Nick and Mo are gonna be gone for a little bit, but they might be back one day. You never know. So keep an eye out. But we got to do a short little reminder from our Need to Know from last week.
Yes.
You want to take it away?
Our Need to Know last week. Are you ready? Do it with us, okay? It is Bust Fear with God's help.
All right,
let's do it one more time.
One more time.
One more time. Bust Fear with God's help.
All right, we got another Need to Know this week that we'll go over next week, so keep that in mind. But now, we're gonna send it over to Batman and Benny one final time. Check it out.
Batman? What's the matter?
I'm sad.
Oh, why are you sad, Batman?
Turned into Sad Man instead of Batman.
Oh, no.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna be able to fight crime anymore, and I'm sad because Legos is over.
Well, we still have prizes to give out.
We have prizes to give out.
Prizes to give out.
Yay!
Yay!
Who are they for?
Well, we have Braxton
Braxton!
and Lauren.
Lauren! Congratulations! We'll be delivering prizes shortly, and the one, the only, Batmobile.
Woo! We just want to say congratulations to our prize winners for this week, and we have a special announcement to make.
Yes, we do. We got a special prize for a special someone who's watching right now, and that person is Miles Black. We are so proud of him because he sent in his testimony about Easter, sharing the Easter story and what it means to him. And you hear that?
What? Can you feel it?
I feel it. I feel something surging. It's almost like boom, 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 boom. This is Miles' Grand Lego Prize. He is the Grand Lego Prize winner. So Batman and Benny are going to be dropping this by his house tonight. So this is, I wish I could keep this.
I know you do.
Hey, if you're looking to give me something for Christmas, this right here is what I want. All right. This is awesome. All right, congratulations, Miles. We're so proud of you. You're awesome.
Hey Miles, can you tell me what the green Lego represents in the Easter story?
The green Lego represents Jesus praying in the garden. Black Lego represents fear and darkness on the night Jesus died on the cross. The red Lego represents Jesus' blood shed on the cross. The white Lego represents that
What? That our sins have been what?
That our sins have been washed away as white as snow.
White as snow. Very good. So can you tell me what your favorite part of the Easter story is?
It's when Jesus rose up from the dead.
Yeah, can you tell me what does the Easter story mean to you?
It means Jesus dying on the cross for our sins.
Now let's send it on over to the lab to Nick and Mo for one final adventure.
Are you ready for this?
Uh-huh. guess it's just me. Looks like I've got a note here from Nick. It says, "Hey Mo, I had to run back home because I forgot my lunchbox. I'll be back soon. Until I get there, please feed Steve and get started busting fears. Feel free to call the field team if you need anything. Nick." What? Nick must think that I can't handle anything on my own. Psh, I can do this. I've done this before. It's nothing, you know? Well, I don't understand him, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm basically the brains behind this operation. I mean, a little fear busting on my own is nothing that I can't handle. But I guess first things first, I need to feed Steve. Good morning, little buddy. How are you? Did you sleep well last night? Bad dreams? Well, since you're not in the mood to share, I guess I'll talk. So last night, I had a dream that I was in the circus playing Uno Attack with a talking chicken, and then a magician came and gave me a cotton candy flavored funnel cake. Man, being by myself is already getting so boring. Wonder where Nick is. I mean, what if something happens to him on his way here? I mean, I love Steve, but he can't talk back to me, and I kind of need Nick to help run this place, you know? No, Mo, no, don't think like that. Just find something to distract yourself. You know, that's all you need is a little distraction. Oh, I've got it. I like to bust fears, and that usually makes me happier. Let me check. Oh, it looks like we've got a letter. Let's see who it's from. Dear FearBusters, my name is Jake. I'm part of a soccer team right now. Ooh, soccer. We are undefeated. You read that right. We haven't lost a single game all year. There's just one problem. We are headed into the championships and are up against a super tough team. Their team name is the Giants. And boy, does that sound fit. Every player seems to be older, bigger, and stronger than anyone on the team. I'm so scared to even play the championship game. What if they beat us? After winning all year, I don't think we could handle that. I need your help, FearBusters. I have this big fear that we are going to lose. Oh, I've got to help Jake. I mean, I've just got to help him. But I don't really think I can do this by myself. I'm in no frame of mind with Nick being gone to bust this fear. I guess I'm just going to have to check in with the field team. And send.
Hey guys, I'm Field Agent Trey, and this is Harper.
Hi there.
And I'm Grant. Trey, are you ready for this? We have a fear sent to us from Jake that we need to bust. Here's the deal. He is afraid of losing his championship soccer game.
Trey, that's right up your alley. Sports is pretty much your thing. Take a look.
Sports is my thing. Okay. Jake says his team is undefeated, and now he's afraid that the one time they will lose is at the final championship. Man, I know exactly what he means. There's a lot of expectations when you have an undefeated team.
To lose the very last game, I mean, how could you ever show your face again?
That actually happened to me once, and it made me want to hang up my cleats for good.
And to make matters worse, his team is bigger and stronger than Jake's.
They're called the Giants. I'm really thankful that I don't have to go up against a team like that.
That's it. I know exactly how to bust this fear of losing. Thankfulness. When we have fear like this, we can be thankful for what God has done for us, and that gives us hope for the future. And that's exactly what a guy named David did. Here, check this out. God's people, the Israelites, were fighting a group called the Philistines. There was a young man named David who brought food for his brothers to eat as they battled. When he got there, he saw the Philistines had a soldier fighting for them that was like nothing the Israelites had ever seen. His name was Goliath, and he was a giant. Everyone in the Israelite army was afraid of him. He would go into the middle of the battlefield and yell for someone to come out and fight him. This went on for several days, and no one wanted to go up against the giant. This made David upset. He went to King Saul and asked to fight Goliath. David told the king that God had helped him defeat a lion and a bear before, and he knew God would help him now. King Saul agreed to allow David to go up against Goliath. So, David went to the stream and picked up 5 smooth stones and put them in his bag with his sling. Then, he took his bag and walked up and stood in front of Goliath. David reached into his bag and took out a sling and a stone and swung it at the giant. The stone hit right into Goliath's forehead and knocked him down. When the Philistines saw what David had done, they turned and ran. David defeated the giant, and the Israelites had won. Later in his life, David wrote in Psalm 118, "Thank God because he is good, and his love endures forever." You see, because David remembered all God had done for him, he was thankful, and he knew he didn't need to be afraid.
So we can tell Jake the best way to bust the fear of losing is to be thankful for what God has already done.
Because when you remember what God has done, you can be thankful, and that helps with the fear of what's to come.
That's right. I'd say fear of losing plus thankfulness equals that this fear is... Oh, sorry, this is kind of awkward. Hello?
Busted!
That's right, Spence. This fear is busted.
Whew, looks like I've missed some fear-busting action already.
Nick, you're back!
Mo, okay, I wasn't gone that long.
Basically for like 1 billion hours,
Okay.
and I had no one to talk to, and Steve wouldn't even talk back about my crazy dream that I had last night.
Mo, that's because he's a fish.
Well, that's besides the point. I'm just glad to have you back. I needed my fear-busting partner.
Hey, speaking of fear-bustings, how did the field team bust that one?
Well, they did fantastic. One of the best methods of fear-busting that I've seen yet. Yes, and since I was in no condition to bust this fear of Jake being afraid of losing, I just decided to send it on to the field team, and they told this story about how David busted his fears by trusting and being thankful for what God had done in the past. And because he was thankful, he was able to trust God with no matter what he faced.
Cool. So David busted his fear, even a scary giant fear, by just being thankful for what God had already done for him. He knew that God was with them. That is some of the best fear-busting advice I've heard in a long time.
Yep. And Jake left his cell number, so I'm gonna text him and give him an update.
All right, and I'll make it official. Fear busted! You know, Mo, I'm really sorry that you had to do this by yourself, but thanks for taking one for the team.
Yeah, no problem, but I'm glad to have you back because we've got to bust some more fears.
Cool.
Let's take a look at what we've got next. Hey, Nick, we've got a video message.
FearBusters, I need your help. My name's Scout, and I'm a camp counselor here at Camp Kazoo. Every year, all of us counselors take our campers out into the woods for an overnight camp out. And I'm always so afraid to go. When it gets dark out there, you never know what could be lurking. Can you help me bust my fear of camping before our trip tomorrow? We hike out in less than 24 hours.
24 hours? We've got to bust this fear stat. We can't have a camp counselor being afraid of going camping.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Camp Kazoo, that sounds really awesome. Maybe I should work there. I could play my kazoo when I wake the kids up in the morning before breakfast.
Okay, Mo, first of all, I think you should stick to your day job. Secondly, I thought I got rid of all these things the last time you brought them here. Thirdly, that's the least of our problems because we've got to figure out how we're going to bust this fear.
I have an idea. Don't you worry. We are going to go camping, and I'm going to make a forest simulator.
A forest simulator?
Mm-hmm.
A camping simulator? Here in the lab?
Yeah, hence the simulator part. I've just got to get the atmosphere ready.
Okay. Whoa. Whoa. I actually feel like I'm in the forest.
Told ya. Sometimes you just got to learn to trust me.
Okay, so what are we going to use as a tent?
Well, this is what we're going to use as a tent.
Okay.
The table, okay?
All right.
We're going to use it as our tent.
But what are we going to do?
Well, I don't know. We're just going to do things that people do when they go camping, like roast marshmallows, tell scary stories, and what's the other thing that they do? Oh, look at the stars.
Okay, Mo, not to be a, party pooper, but we don't actually have any of those things, okay? We don't have an actual tent. We can't see the stars. We don't have a campfire. We don't have any marshmallows. But I did pack some s'mores Pop-Tarts in my lunchbox.
Whoa, wouldn't you know? Way to go. It's just like camping.
Just like camping. So do you have any scary stories?
Oh boy, yes I do. This one is called The Legend of the Green Gorilla. And my grandpa used to tell it to me whenever we were kids going camping.
Ooh, that sounds spooky. Let's hear it.
Okay. There once was an old man who lived in a tiny house along a narrow path. And every night he would sit on his front porch in his creaky chair and listen to the wind whistling and the owls. And one night there was a storm brewing, and the bushes were rustling, and the wolves were howling.
No, stop. I can't take any more of the Legend of the Green Gorilla. The Legend of the Green Gorilla is over, okay?
Aw, come on, Gummy Bear. We haven't even gotten to the part where the gorilla comes in and sits on the whoopee cushion and then falls in the slime trap.
No. I don't want to know about any of that, okay? And who's Gummy Bear?
Well, you are, of course. It's your camp name.
No. I want to be back in the lab, back to being Nick in the lab, busting fears. Can you please turn the simulator off?
What? If you say so. Okay.
Ooh. I can see why. Scout's a little scared of going camping in the woods. That's pretty creepy.
Yeah, I remember being scared the first time that I went, but then after that, I wasn't scared anymore, not one single time.
So how did you bust your fear?
Well, I just woke up the next morning in the tent and realized that I was completely safe. Plus, my grandpa had been there with me the whole time. Man, was I thankful.
Wait a second. Mo, that's it. That's how we bust Scout's fear.
By telling him about my grandpa?
No, Mo, by reminding him that he's been camping in the Camp Kazoo woods for years and everything's worked out great. That's something to be thankful for. Think about it. It's just like David. David busted his fear by being thankful for the things that God had already done for him, and he was able to bust his fear of Goliath.
Yes, that's true, you know. That's what Scout needs to think about. That's a great idea. Next time that he goes, he just needs to remember that God's kept him safe all the times in the past that he's gone, and he needs to just trust that God will keep him safe in all the future camping trips. You know what? I'm going to tell Scout what we discovered right now.
And I'm going to say that this fear is officially busted!
Maybe I could get my grandpa to go camping with us sometime. He's a great storyteller. And those pork and beans that he makes with the hot dogs mixed in are delish.
Well, maybe. I don't know about the pork and beans thing, but maybe I'd like to go camping sometime with you. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, it would. Oh. Hello? This is Mo speaking. How can I help you?
Hey there, FearBusters. My name's Jimbo, and I've got a fear for you to bust. Every night I look out my back window and sometimes I see something huge and hairy walking right through my backyard. I've never seen something so large. Things that are bigger than me, they sure do make me nervous. And you know what I think it is? I think it's one of them there Bigfoots. One of my greatest fears is that Bigfoot himself is gonna come and knock my house over. My fear of Bigfoot has got me where I can't even fall asleep at night. Can y'all help me?
Mr. Jimbo, I can assure you that Bigfoot is not the type of guy to go around knocking somebody's house over. I'm sure that he's just as scared of you as you are of him. So, I can promise you that we'll get to the bottom of this, okay?
What are we gonna do? We can't have somebody being afraid of Bigfoot. He's just a big old softy.
I think it's best to just call the big guy himself. Maybe he can come down here and help us bust this fear.
All right.
You've got his number saved,
Yeah, I got it right here. I hope he's not too busy.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think I pushed some kind of wrong button or something. Now I see your faces on the phone.
Don't worry, Bigfoot. I do that all the time, and Mo gets pretty frustrated with me.
I don't really get mad at you. I just don't get why you don't know how to work FaceTime. It's okay, Bigfoot. You'll just be able to see us while we work from the lab here. Nick, scoot over so I can get my face in there.
Hey, Bigfoot, we were wondering if you could do us a favor. You think you could come into the lab and help us bust the fear?
Sorry, guys. I'd love to, but you know, this isn't a good time for me. This is when I have my group therapy sessions for misunderstood creatures. Yeah, Nessie says hello, by the way. Yeah, he's here too. but maybe I can help you on the phone. Okay, what's going on?
Someone called in because they're afraid of, well, we're wondering if you can bust this fear, how we can bust this fear. He says he's afraid of anything that's bigger than he is.
People don't understand that being a giant is actually way scarier. The little bitty humans scare me more than anything. Can you imagine everything being below your eye level? I always forget to look down when I'm going somewhere. And as a giant, I can tell you there's no reason to be afraid. You just need to let Jimbo know that God is even bigger than the biggest giant. And if God is with you, you don't have to be afraid. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Bigfoot, you've come so far. The student has become the teacher. You're basically an honorary FearBuster.
Oh, there, Mo. Thanks, Bigfoot. As soon as Mo gets herself together, we'll work on busting that fear. We'll call you back as soon as we know something.
Thanks, guys.
There, Mo. Mo, can you please stop crying?
Okay, I think we've got all the busting proof that we need. I'm just so proud of our friend Bigfoot.
Yes, I'm proud of Bigfoot too. I think he finally gets it.
So beautiful.
He knows that God is big enough and he's powerful enough to bust all of our fears. And we just need to be thankful for the things that God has already brought us through. And that's just what we need to tell Jimbo. All Jimbo needs to do is be thankful for the things that God has already brought him through and how he's already kept him safe. And he just needs to know that God will always be with him.
Absolutely. And in honor of Bigfoot, I'm going to say that this fear is
busted! That has got to be the most successful day in fear-busting history.
I couldn't agree more. What do you say? Let's go pick up Bigfoot and take him out to dinner celebrating his honorary FearBuster status.
I say we go to Pizza Planet.
Ooh, you read my mind. I wonder how much he could eat at one time.
I don't know, but I can't wait to see.
Let's go.
Thanks for watching this week. Make sure you check us out next week for our brand new series
called Off the Rails. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be off the rails. It's gonna be so cool. We're gonna be in a theme park. We're gonna be riding roller coasters, eating cotton candy, hot dogs, funnel cakes, you name it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So check us out for Off the Rails starting next week.